In a lithium-ion cell, 110 degrees Celsius is the trigger. The polymer separator melts. The electrolyte cracks into flammable gas. Above 200 degrees, the cathode releases oxygen, and combustion follows in milliseconds. An AI that is 99% confident in this regime is not an assistant. It is a fuse. Veriprajna calls this the deterministic imperative. In any enterprise where the cost of failure is non-trivial, the generative power of a neural network must be strictly subservient to a deterministic oracle. The model proposes. The oracle adjudicates. Density functional theory adjudicates the chemistry. Cryptographic provenance adjudicates the copyright. Same architectural skeleton. 2 domains. 1 discipline. The wrapper economy assumes that statistical likelihood equals truth. It does not. A large language model trained on millions of chemistry textbooks can hallucinate a molecular structure that violates valency rules because it predicts tokens, not electron densities. A diffusion model trained on the open internet can generate a 4-bar loop indistinguishable from a Beatles song because it has no concept of provenance. The first failure becomes a thermal runaway event. The second becomes a copyright lawsuit. Anderson versus Stability AI, New York Times versus Open AI. The wrapper hides the model's stochastic nature behind a friendly interface. The deterministic enterprise exposes the model and forces it to face an oracle of truth before any output reaches the user. Both case studies in this paper share one architectural skeleton. A generative model proposes. A deterministic oracle validates. A cryptographic or thermodynamic audit trail follows. Same skeleton, 2 organs. In materials science, the generative model is GNoME, Google DeepMind's graph networks for materials exploration. A crystal becomes a graph. Atoms are nodes. Bonds are edges. The network is E3 equivariant, which means a rotation in space does not change the predicted energy. 2 pipelines run in parallel, symmetry-aware partial substitutions for known families, and a compositional pipeline that proposes entirely new stoichiometries. GNoME generates 10,000 candidate electrolytes per cycle. The oracle is density functional theory. We use a tiered ladder, machine learning force fields for fast filtering, then the PBE functional for high-throughput screening, then R² SCAN for final validation. The metric is distance to hull. A material on the convex hull is the thermodynamic ground state. Anything more than 50 millielectron volts per atom above the hull is unstable, and in a battery, instability is heat. In audio, the generative model is DEMUX, a UNet with a hybrid transformer at the bottleneck. It separates a mixed track into 4 stems: vocals, drums, bass, other. Hubert then extracts speaker-agnostic feature vectors. FISS retrieves the nearest matching vector from a licensed voice library. Hi-Fi GAN synthesizes the output at 48 kHz. The oracle here is C2PA, a cryptographic manifest signed by the enterprise key, listing every source hash, every license, every action, every tool. Provenance, signed. The numbers earn the architecture. Random search through chemical space finds a stable material less than 1% of the time. Standard machine learning lifts that to roughly 50%. GNoME paired with active learning and DFT exceeds 80%. That is the difference between hoping for an electrolyte and shipping one. And these are electrolytes that hold their structure beyond 200 degrees Celsius, well past the cathode decomposition threshold. On the audio side, structural similarity index, borrowed from image quality, adapts to spectrograms. The input guide track and the synthesized output are scored frame by frame. Anything below 0.95 is flagged for human review. The Hubert pipeline is speaker agnostic by training. The FISS index points to a specific recording from a specific licensed actor. If the output sounds like actor A, it is because we retrieved feature vector 4592 from actor A's licensed index. The C2PA manifest lists the source hash, the license ID, the chain of actions, and the signing key. A broadcaster can verify the signature before air. Strip away the technical detail and the boardroom logic is one sentence. For the battery manufacturer, a hallucination is a fire. For the media conglomerate, a hallucination is a lawsuit. Both are insurable risks. Neither should be a product feature. The wrapper economy generates assets. The deterministic enterprise generates assets that hold up on the cathode and in court. The first hides its provenance behind a confident interface. The second compiles its provenance into a signature. The era of AI tourism is closing. As models move into research labs and production studios, the tolerance for plausibility evaporates. The only architecture that survives the move is the one where the oracle has the final word. We've published the full architecture: GNoME with tiered DFT validation, DMUX source separation, retrieval-based voice conversion, and C2PA signing. The full brief is 17 pages, about a 22-minute read.